Hello everyone, my name is Mario for Cost Spirit and welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about the men going their own way. I made a video last year about this. I've been watching a couple of girls on YouTube. Their channels are about, teaching women to, act, let's say, I could describe it in many ways, but we'll just say act more appropriately, and like I guess start getting along with men more and this and that. I know I'm not giving the best description, but anyways, the point is that I've been watching their channels, and they're pretty smart girls. They help me learn more about women, and they give me a little bit of a different perspective, right? But one thing I've been finding is that, at least actually, I just listened to the one girl today. She actually even said it, so it's not even my perception. From what I've been gathering, it's like they're making it out like men are victims, right? Now, I'm not saying that I'm uncompassionate to men's issues and what they've been going through in their lives. Okay, I understand that, but if men have an issue with women, okay, you have to look who raised these girls. Who raised these girls to act that way? Men raised those girls. Yes, the mothers as well, right? But men were involved. If men have a problem with government, who runs the government? Okay? If men have a problem with the police force, who runs the police force? If men have a problem with their army, who runs the army? Okay? If men have an issue with women, they need to take a really strong look in the mirror and look at themselves. They raise those girls, okay? If men don't like the way the justice system is working when they're getting a divorce, my question to you is, why are you getting a divorce? Why did you not pick a better girl, okay? And if you're upset the way this whole divorce thing's going and money's being taken away from you, who's taking it away? It's your own brothers doing it. Right? I'm not talking about your blood brothers. I'm talking about the brothers in your society, in your community. They're taking your money away from you. Okay? Men are doing this to men. Finally, the one girl I was listening to, she did all this in the same video. It's kind of interesting. She was saying, because talk about this one girl, how she was having a really hard time because she wants to be in a relationship, but guys don't want to get involved with her because they're tired of the way women are behaving and all this stuff, right? So she is saying, she has some compassion, because the way her grandmother raised her or taught her, and she actually says, she goes, her father and her grandfathers as well, right? I'm like, finally, she said it. They are the top of the food chain. They're the head of the household. What? So like some guys will say, well, it's not my fault. My wife did this. My wife did what? Did she threaten to beat you up if you didn't raise your daughter improperly? Is that what happened? Okay. At the end of the day, the women are not a threat to men. So if your daughters were raised in a bad way, who's ultimately responsible for this? Okay, so she says this, right? I'm like, okay, finally she said it, and then in the same video she's saying how men are victims. And I'm like, how are men victims? Okay, I'm 58 right now. I've had a few girlfriends in my life. I lived with a girl for a while. I never found I never attracted the girl that I wanted. So I didn't get married. So I didn't just get married with any girl. Okay, I didn't get divorced. I didn't abandon. I didn't do any of that stuff. Right. So basically, my priorities are high. Okay. A lot of these guys, if they're complaining, but if you look at the way they live their lives, it's not at the highest level. right? How many of these guys are changing diapers? If I was married and I had kids, I wouldn't be changing diapers. It's not my job, right? I wouldn't be feeding my kids. I mean, if something bad happened to my wife and she needed my help, then yeah, okay, I'll step in. But excluding something like that, it's her job. I'm not vacuuming the house. I'm not dusting. I'm not washing dishes. I'm not cooking. I mean, barbecue, stuff like that. But the most of that stuff will be done by my wife and my daughters. My sons will have a general idea on how to do things, but besides that, it'd be their mother and their sister's jobs, right? But a lot of these men don't do that. They act like women themselves. So what? How do you expect for a girl to understand how things work when the father is acting like the mother? Like, that doesn't make any sense. The man has to act like a man. A woman has to act like a woman. Men have men things to do. Women have women things to do. That's not being prejudiced or being mean. It's just the way things are, right? A rock's a rock. A tree's a tree. If a rock acts like a tree, it's not going to work. And the tree acts like a rock, it's not going to work. Okay, we are all different, and we all have the different jobs. So, I mean, I could get into it. Like there's so much we could talk about, and maybe I'll talk about it in other videos as well. But at the end of the day, it becomes a spiritual experience. Men, everybody, men, women, foxes, birds, trees, we're all sovereign beings. We all make our own free choices in life. If men don't like where they are in their lives today, look at themselves. They got themselves there, okay? And like I said, keep layering it back, right? You're like, well, I can't find a girlfriend that's not thinking straight if you want, right? Well, who raised them? Go look at their fathers. I'm watching all the time today. I see how these fathers are raising their daughters like they're just like men, right? Like the one girl, she even said it. She was like, I'm 39. I'm most likely not gonna have any kids, and I have to deal with this and that. And she was saying how she was taught to put her schooling and her career ahead of being a mom, like a wife and a mom, right? Who taught her to act that way? 10 to 1, her father, right? Right? Because the fathers, if you really look at fathers, are so scared for their daughters, right? Because they know the way they treated their other men's daughters, right? Don't forget that. They know the way they treated other men's daughters, so they want their daughters to be treated the way they treated other men's daughters. So they put this big protection around their daughters, right? And to be like to be dependable on themselves. They don't need a man, this and that. They be okay, well, whatever. Men are the men are the main problem here. If you ask me, okay, they are the main problem. They created all this. Now they're bearing the fruits of what they created. So, anyways, like I said, I could talk to this forever, and maybe I'll talk to it in some more videos. But at the end of the day, guys, we're all sovereign beings. If you don't like your life where it is, you are responsible. You have to make the changes. Stop pointing fingers, because when you point your finger at someone, as you can see, you're pointing 3 at yourself, okay? That's right with me. I don't blame women, right? I'm not in an intimate relationship because I don't feel there's any women out there that is ready for that kind of relationship the way I'm looking to have it, right? But I still interact with women. I still have beautiful relationships with women. I'm not angry with them. I'm good, right? But at the end of the day, you are responsible for your life. I'm responsible for my life. I wish I was married with kids. That's not the case, but I'm gonna make the best I can make, and I'm hopefully one day something will happen. But anyways, like I said again, I could talk about this forever, so we'll leave it there. Have a pleasant day. We'll see you next video. Goodbye.